Hello, Chocoholic here for another video review. It's the new Twix cookies. Yes, caramel and chocolates. Look at that. Well, yeah, you'd hope so. Yeah, so Twix cookies. I mean, I think just by looking at them, by the very nature of Twix, I mean, as you don't know, it's a sort of two-fingered bar with basically, well, I guess like a layer of biscuit in there all the way along it, topped with caramel and then covered in milk chocolate. So biscuit, caramel and chocolate. And this, well, this is a cookie or a biscuit with caramel and chocolate in it. So seems to cover all bases, you'd say. So fingers crossed, they should hit the nail on the head pretty well. So yeah, so there you go. I think that's what they, well, see what they look like there. There's a few of these in the sort of Mars range. There's Galaxy cookies. I think there's Mars ones now, isn't there? There's Bounty's ones, but in the past there's Secret Santa ones they do as well, which is themed around the same set of chocolate. Got Mars bar, Bounty. Is there a Twix one? It should be, should be. Yeah, again, it would lend itself for the same reasons. Although I just did review the Mars one, and that sort of was basically, essentially caramel flavoured topper with a sort of biscuit base and covered in chocolate, and that kind of can also cover Twix as well, really. So I'm unsure about that one, but there we go. This one is sort of plastic. You say container? I'm not sure what you call it. Tray, I guess you'd say. Yeah, of biscuits. So rather than a sort of regular pack of biscuits, they give you less essentially. There we go. So there you go. What's the actual description? What does it say? I think we kind of got the gist of it. But crisp cookies containing milk chocolate drops and caramel pieces. There we go. Ingredients, any of interest? Well, it says chocolate drops, 23%. So assuming from that, what does it tell you? The caramel pieces, what the percentage they are? Caramel pieces 4%. So a lot less. So it's 27%. Palm oil in there, palm fat in there. So bear that in mind. And there's the other things in there. And more palm fats type of going on. Portions per pack 8. Portion size 18 grams. 100 grams, 534 calories. 29 grams of fat, 15 of which are saturates. Per cookie, 80 grams, 96 calories, 5.2 grams of fat, 2.7 of which are saturates. You can only tray recycle with bags at large supermarkets. Don't recycle at home, it says. I think in Ireland you can recycle them at home, so I don't know why there's a difference. You should just be able to recycle them at home, shouldn't you? But there we go. In the UK, 3 post Mars Wrigley Confectionery, UK Limited. If you want to get in touch. Burton's Biscuits, it says there. I think they're the ones that actually make it, I think. 144 grams in total. Yeah, I've interrupted myself to mention elsewhere possibly, but I just thought I'd mention that here as well, so you can just be aware of it. I've just opened these ones, and so I might be, coming to myself in the past where I've not opened them yet on a review. I'm not sure, it depends where I put this. But you can see here there's portions per pack 8, and it's 144 grams, and it's made by Burton's Biscuits, or imported by them. I think it's made by them, really. I also reviewed these ones, these Galaxy Double Chocolate Chunks cookies. But these ones basically, let's have a look. Where is it? Yeah, so there's portions per pack 9, but still 18 grams each. So 18 grams each, portions per pack 8. 18 gram cookie, 96 calories. Those are 95 calories. We see the whole pack 162 grams there. You can just see on its side almost. Made by Burton. So basically, they give you one extra in these ones, even though it's the same size. And basically, what they've done in the Twix one, they've given you like this partition. There you can see halfway down it. And I have eaten one of these. I've eaten one of the Galaxy ones as well. But you can see there's no partition there. There's no like divider. So rather than give you the divider, just give me an extra cookie. And I think I'd rather have an extra cookie than a divider. So it's a bit of a joke, that, isn't it? So we'll probably reflect that in the final score, actually. I only noticed that afterwards when I obviously reviewed the Galaxy cookies separately. So yeah, I'll my score that I gave it will probably change to reflect that. All right, so I'll return to wherever I interrupted. Big green dot, although it's not green, but it says the company supports recycling, but you can't necessarily recycle this product, although you can in certain ways. And basically it says throw it in the bin there. So a bit confusing that. Recycle maybe, or throw it in the bin definitely. Who knows? Strange, yeah. Very odd, confusing message. I don't think you'd say there. Should be easier than that really to recycle things, than making you mess about or making it conditional on certain things. You either can recycle it or you can't, surely, and if I don't know. It seems a bit strange to me. Well, I don't know what you think about that. If it's an issue for you, I'd like to hear about that, because for me it seems a bit of a pain. You don't want recycling to be a pain, do you? You have recycle bins at home. Surely you should be able to put them in it. So, in theory, although it could be a perfect world theory, who knows? But the council should be able to separate out things if they need to be recycled in a certain way. And that's the point of the collection, as you would have thought. But who knows? All right. So yeah. There we go. It's a nice design. I think I quite like the look of it. Definitely looks like Twix because of this Twix colour. I think this is the typical Twix colour. Obviously has the red there as well and the brown, and of course it says Twix, so there we go. That's that sort of, I guess that's the outline of the shape of the product. Those two fingers, two-fingered bar. yeah, there isn't much more to say really, to be honest with you. It's quite plain elsewhere. So we just need to give it an open and have a look at what they like on the inside. So let's do it. Let's give them an open. Okay then everyone, I'm going to give these Twix cookies, new Twix cookies, caramel and chocolate an open. Yeah, so not very nice. I like the way the cover looks there, but it's a bit of a shame actually. Well, it kind of does continue around the thing, doesn't it? But I kind of wish it was maybe full circle. I don't know. I guess it's here that it doesn't quite work. But anyway, there we go. Let's give them an open. The total coin I've done about 1,030 or 1,040, maybe even 1,050. I'm not sure actually, but anywhere between 1,030 and 1,050 reviews. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've done so already. And the top right corner for link to post one more reviews with some related ones, such as other Twix ones, other biscuit ones, other cookie ones. After you watch this, like, subscribe, as I say. Go check those out. Hope you enjoyed this too. Oh, quite a nice smell coming from these actually. It's a biscuity smell. I like it. It smells quite caramel-like. Yeah, I like the smell. It smells very nice actually. Yeah. Here's the biscuits. Quite small, I think you would definitely say. There's certainly, you know, this box, this package, this container, certainly too big for them really. I mean, you can see it's a lot wider than the biscuits are. You know, I don't know, but there we go. And it's a lot taller as well. I mean, it just doesn't need to be this big basically. I mean, biscuits, you know, biscuits basically do come in smaller packs than this, so there's no need for it to be this big. But it's a kind of a different kind of product ready packaging like this. It's, you know, even so. We all have very nice chunky cookies, but before I forget, let's just give them a bit of a measure. So about 5.9, almost 6. Could depend on where you measure it. Yeah, 5.8, 5.9 again. And height, a bit knobbly cookie, so bear that in mind, but roughly 1.4 centimetres. Alright. And yeah, and let's say quite a knobbly cookie. So you can see it's like chocolate drops. They are circular chunks there. So there's caramel pieces in, but I can't specifically see any, but they might be harder to see by default really. Is that one there? I don't know, it's like chocolate, but it could be. Nothing standing out as caramel pieces, but full of chocolate pieces, which I quite like, which is very nice. Let's say the measurement for the width was, what was it, about 6 centimetres roughly, was it? Yeah, well 5.7 in this case, but you know, it can depend. Towards 6 centimetres. If we measure the actual width of this carton, this pack, this tray or whatever, 8.5. So you know it's at least 2.5 centimetres at least too wide. You know, let's say we've got the height as well issue. The height's probably less of an issue, but yeah. So I don't know. And then I mean, you know, there's space for another cookie probably, but the width definitely is just too wide. But all right, let's give it give one of them a bit of a closer look. Give a bit of a snap in half. Nice snap there actually. It's snapped quite well. Yeah, it's pretty good all in all, to be honest with you. It might be a caramel piece. Maybe there where it's slightly dark, I don't know actually, it's hard to say really. I don't know what the caramel pieces are, I might have to wait till we taste it. But you can see these chocolate drops are literally just little chocolate buttons. Not quite Cadbury button shape, but you know, well, like chocolate drops I guess. Between a button and a drop anyway. There we go. But anyway, I think these look pretty good actually. Yeah, quite nice and full. I mean, you know, I guess I mean a Twix, you know, I don't know, it's quite spurious that it's, in a way, that it's a Twix cookie. I mean, it ticks all the boxes as far as the ingredients are concerned, but I think looking at that, don't really think of Twix, do you? You know, but well, how about the taste? I think that's the main thing. Does it taste like a Twix? Let's lift myself up and find out. Let's do it. Okay then everyone, going to give these new Twix cookies, yes, caramel and chocolate a taste. Very excited for these ones. Hopefully they'll be nice. They look nice enough, so without further ado, let's find out. I've got a bit of half a bit of one I snapped off earlier, so let's just get into it, give it a taste. Let's do it. Not bad, you know, not bad. There's a bit of a chewy taste to it in places, but I wouldn't say it really comes across as being like caramel. I would say that obviously Twix doesn't really have a chewy caramel in it, it's just a runny caramel. So I'm not sure that particularly works. Can't see the caramel pieces in there either. They're really, I don't know. Maybe that's one there, I don't know. Let's see, there's nothing, maybe that's one in there, that little bit, I don't know. Interesting, yeah, let's give one a dunk. I've got a nice warm cup of coffee here. Let's give it a bit of a dunk. I think most biscuits taste nice after being dunked in a hot drink. It tastes nothing at all like a Twix. Nice been done, by the way, not bad. I think that goes without saying now. I mean, you rarely find a biscuit that isn't better when dunked in a drink. I think I have experienced a couple of them, but very much in the minority. Yeah, it's okay, this one, but it comes across as being a biscuit, even though it doesn't have hazelnuts in and things like this. For some reason, it feels like it does have some kind of nuts in it. It's got like a consistency. Maybe it's just the fact that lots of it's soft because of the chocolate, but it feels like it's got other bits of it which have a texture as if you bite into a hazelnut almost or something, you know. Not really the taste, but the sort of the consistency of it, not necessarily the texture, but just the consistency. Like you bite in a regular cookie and you sort of bite down as if there's something in there. Maybe it's the caramel pieces, but they certainly don't taste like caramel. It's a very odd biscuit, this one. It doesn't really taste anything like Twix. It's not reminiscent of Twix. I really need to have a runny caramel to be anywhere near being reminiscent of a Twix. And it doesn't have that at all. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, really. I mean, it's not a horrible cookie. It tastes like a chocolate chip cookie, but it, as I say, it does come across as if it's got... It doesn't taste like almonds or hazelnuts, but it's as if it's got like chopped, like reasonably thickly chopped hazelnuts in there or almond segments in there. Something like that kind of consistency. And I'm not expecting that from it, and I don't want it in this biscuit, really. When it comes across that way. And there's no real caramel. It says there's caramel chunks in there or something, what does it say? Although they are only 4% of the biscuit. Yeah, chocolate drops and caramel pieces. But I certainly, unless those are the caramel pieces, you know, that what I'm thinking are the, you know, taste a bit like have the nutty consistency, because it's only 4% there. You know, that really does come across. You know, it just there's really a lack of caramel in these. They're pretty disappointing, actually. They're not horrible. They're just disappointing. You know, regular digestive biscuit with nothing in it is like a 2 out of 5. These are better than that, but they don't taste like Twix. They have no real caramel in them at all. It's very hard to discern. What you can discern, it might be the caramel, comes across as having the texture, in some respects at least, of like a sort of nut of some kind, and I'm not really expecting that from this biscuit, and I don't think it does any favours. The chocolate drops are okay, though. They're the best bit of it, but it's just a chocolate chip cookie, basically, in regards to those. So, yeah. You know, chocolate digestive is a 3 out of 5. These are probably, maybe 3.5 in some instances. These are probably about on that level, but they are disappointing. And I think that's got to be a factor in these, because you're expecting something akin to a Twix, and you're really not getting that. Sometimes I'm a bit up in the air about whether to subtract things because of the way they come across. I don't know, but with this one, it really, I mean, the biscuit's quite plain as well. It's not a chocolate biscuit or anything, you know, it's like a regular sort of biscuit, isn't it? You know, like I don't know what colour, you know, just a biscuit, you know what I mean? It's not a cocoa biscuit. You know, so I've had the Mars one where Mars had a similar issues and it's not really come across as a Mars bar, but they've been quite a nice cookie, whereas this one, it's just a very plain chocolate chip cookie with nothing really lifting it to make it of any interest. It's not horrible, but, you know, whereas I think without any disappointment value taken away from it, it's probably a 3 out of 5, but I think for me, I've got to give it a 2.5 out of 5 because of that disappointment. I think it's just, yeah, a disappointing, poor product. It needed a runny caramel in it, basically. Right, guys, let me know what you think of this one. What your thoughts of these sort of biscuits are. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, whether you like these sort of things, these, you know, Twix biscuits or Mars biscuits. You know, whether they really do it for you, whether they actually come across as Mars or Twix or anything like that. Let me know what you think. And like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.